Welcome back to Disco Elysium, guys. So, yeah, we started our investigation. We spoke to Annette at the bookshop before, had a little look around the area. We had a look around the crime scene here. We had a look at the body, some footprints. We had a look inside the trash container where we'd actually thrown things. There was some evidence in there, his original clothes, his jeans, his shirt, and we found a note, a clipboard with some notes we'd written ourselves that we've forgotten about. We talked to these horrible kids, this little Scouser and this little Cockney. We maybe need to talk to them again. I maybe need to just things that have a low chance and just see what happens. If we throw up, we throw up. But I'm going to go and talk to, I keep forgetting his name, the miserable bartender. I'm going to go talk to him again. After looking in there. We do have some time-sensitive stuff that we need to be aware of, but this game, you know, I don't think we're going to be able to move particularly quick at any point, or at least me personally, I'm not going to be able to.
Can I help you?
Okay. Here's your trash container key.
Thanks. I hope you found what you were looking for.
I found the victim's clothes.
How strange. I certainly didn't put them there.
What? That's a strange thing to say. Maybe you don't remember putting them there. Maybe you were sleepwalking or in a fugue. I don't know how to say that. Something state. Who else has keys to the trash container?
The trash collection service? CS Municipal. I don't see why they would put anything in the trash, though.
Ah, the elusive CS Municipal. I doubt we'll be able to track down who was sent here last and when. This will have to be one of those little threads that solves itself down the road.
I've still got my dodgy shirt on. We're trying to blend in.
Thank you anyway.
Okay. Maybe it was you.
I think fugue states are more your forte, officer.
Oi. Chill out. Could anyone else, any other member of staff done it?
Sylvie had the keys before I got here, and I can vouch for her. I can vouch for all my staff. None of us would tamper with the crime scene.
Alright, let's talk about something else. I saw something else
Another
here.
thing. Great. I love that. Yes.
Oh, no, I didn't. Right. Okay. So we need to get to Kim's car. Okay, we need to keep an eye out for these the people who collect the rubbish. Ask Kuno again. Who else has unauthorized access to the whaling trash? Find this person and you'll know who tampered with the crime scene. So we need to ring the girl. Sylvie. Yeah, go to your inventory and interact with the damaged ledger to give it one. Okay.
It's the ledger you found in the trash. A pitiful cabbage of white and yellow papers hanging from plastic board, barely held together by a metal clip. This sad display is made complete by the faint smell of urinal cleaner.
Okay, great. Anything else?
There's a piece of toilet paper, or is it cleaning tissue? No, it's toilet paper, desperately sticking to the back of the blue plastic clipboard. It's a metaphor for you.
Great.
Below the pathetics, terror. Do not look into its blue heart.
I don't know, Inland Empire feels like it's always hiding something from us. Have a look at the toilet paper.
It's just toilet paper sticking to the back of the plastic clipboard. You can take it off if you want.
Let's take it off.
Still wet, the toilet paper peels off the plastic easily. All you have to do is shake it off with your finger and voila! The ledger now looks marginally better.
Okay. Inspect the clip.
An aluminium block runs the width of the board, biting down on the paperwork. Its crocodile teeth are the only thing keeping the papers together. A regular pencil, the tip worn down to nothing, has been attached to the clip.
Let's run our finger across.
The surface is interrupted by a silvery sticker. It's rectangular, sparkling with iridescence. You don't know how you didn't notice it before. Looks like an official mark, made to be low visibility outside the right circumstances.
Okay, Lieutenant, is this the police force sign?
What? That thing. It's a halogen watermark. We use it for adding information to RCM property.
What kind of information?
It depends. Aside from an anti-counterfeiting stamp, mine has my station number and address. The information varies by date of issue.
How many years you've been on the force, he's thinking. It'll have that.
How can I read it?
Any capable light with the right wavelength will do.
Like what?
All RCM vehicles have headlights designed to reveal halogen watermarks. Mine too.
This means you can read the watermarks if you just turn the lights on.
Okay.
All right.
While a bunch of sodden papers sag from the clipboard in your hand, it's a sorry sight.
Okay, let's have a look at the white papers.
They're not exactly white. They're yellowed in patches by sunlight and alcohol, and covered in dense blue handwriting. Ink escapes into watercolor patterns, reaching its tendrils across entire pages. The paper itself is checkered, with faint red lines, forming short paragraphs. Once in a while, there's a red stamp that exclaims, "Case files commit to paper." The case files themselves are plenty. You count more than 100 sodden, crumpled up, earmarked pages falling apart in your hands. They appear to be sufficiently organized and extremely dense, if mostly illegible.
Illegible. Great. What's in there? What are they about?
Work, strife, poverty, the Jamrock Quarter. These are handwritten logs of investigations dating back to January 51, this year. The exact number is hard to estimate due to missing pages and an odd naming convention. But there are at least 20, maybe 30 cases undertaken, not completed, mind you.
Okay, so maybe we've seen how poverty-stricken this place is, how poverty-stricken Revachol is, and so many murder cases are just taking its toll, and we maybe eventually just felt it was all pointless. And we gave up, maybe.
It's the middle of March. You have attempted 2 cases a week on average.
Okay, that's quite a lot, right?
What do you mean? Is that all?
That's it? Is 2 cases a week a good caseload, Lieutenant? There was a mention of a naming convention here. Count the pages. I have to open an official case. Is there room? Let's ask him.
Huh? 2 complex cases to undertake is a lot, yes.
Yeah.
You really have to push yourself. I would not suggest it, lest you start making mistakes.
Yeah, that appears to be what I've tried to do.
2? That's a lot. I didn't mean to say you are making mistakes, by the way. That was presumptuous of me.
A brisk pace, just the way I like it.
I prefer a normal caseload. It's a matter of method.
He turns back to his own case file.
Like a fan of gills, the checkered papers dry in your hand. The handwriting is extremely dense, if mostly illegible.
What do you mean that's it?
The notebook is annual. It says 51 on what remains of its cover. A molten strap of cardboard. Everything prior to this must have belonged to a previous volume. In short, there was more.
And what about this naming convention?
Yes, it appears you employ a, shall we say, robust yet literary system. Each investigation has its case number written on the margins. Yet, still more tellingly, most are accompanied by a name.
Oh my. And they're written in capital letters too?
Yes, all caps. One is called The Next World Mural. Another, The Square Bullet Hole Murders. Another yet, The Unsolvable Case.
Any more?
Others appear more light-hearted. The guys on a couch in an unexpected location, and the murder at the hookah parlor. Even the rare article-free collapsing tenement. Murder features prominently throughout. It's going to take an effort to piece these case files together, but it can be done. Once you're done inspecting them up close.
Okay, Kim, my case appears to employ some kind of naming convention. So we were investigating a lot of murder cases, man, a lot. Maybe we unveiled some kind of corruption or something that drove us to the drink, right? Or maybe we were just doing that to cope and we went too far.
You mean the alphanumeric? Officer, precinct, time of arrival at the scene?
No, I mean a non-numeric one.
Oh, you mean the titular? Yes, well, so do I. In our defense, almost everyone in the RCM does.
Why?
It's a holdover from the early days of the RCM, right after the revolution, when the organization had little idea how to do things. It persists in an unofficial capacity. Officers use these titles to refer to their work among themselves.
I seem to have named a case the Square Bullet Hole Murders. Yeah, let's tell him.
Again, in your defense, I seem to have named one the man with the hole in his head. That was a real person. His death was real. Still, I named it that, to amuse myself.
I mean, any profession like where you're dealing with human beings on a day-to-day basis, you end up doing this, right? Doctors, police officers, I guess teachers and stuff. You know, within yourself, it's not stuff that you mean seriously, but you're just doing it to cope, I suppose, aren't you?
I pray his loved ones never find out.
You're just doing it to because if you take everything, even if because you're doing something so serious, but you can't possibly take it so serious all day, every day, and still do it to a healthy level, right? So you have to make jokes, even if they're quite sadistic. What happened to him?
Rail spiked through the head. He died. It was a workplace accident.
Count the pages. Now I have to open an official case. Is there room?
There is, for precisely one more. 15 pages near the end remain untouched by the damage. The checkered grid forms a structure of passages, breaking the case into subtasks to accomplish.
Commit to paper using the pen Lena gave you.
The tasks you've completed flow out of the kind green ape pen in a brash freehand similar to the rest of the letters. The wording comes easily. It's almost robotically simple, a language developed for mental rigor and simplicity. Inspect the victim's body. Interview the cafeteria manager.
Cross out the ones you've already finished.
A satisfying slash sounds across the paper. You're done, it seems to say. And you, and you. Things to be done and things already done. The composition of reality. This is an extremely useful tool for a detective of the citizens' militia. Now all that remains is to name the case.
Lieutenant, have you by any chance named our case?
No, actually. Any ideas?
The Hanged Man, the Furies are at home in the mirror. The setting sun, shit on a stick. Don't like any of these. Let's go with this because it was the quote at the start of the game. Maybe it's got some sort of poetic implications.
Furies. Yes, well, I don't know. I have to be honest, I'm not experiencing the internal strife that it refers to. And also...
He furrows his brow.
Could you make it less poetic somehow? Just a normal case name, you know? Think, what would that be? A good normal name.
The Hanged Man.
Great. That's great. That's actually what I was thinking too.
Oh, was
the
it?
Hanged Man. Good, strong name. We have a very good name for the case now. I'm going to start calling it the Hanged Man. It's good we sorted this out.
So boring, Kim. Alright. I'm done with these.
You don't exactly close them, so much as distance yourself from the smelly papers. They're a little further from your nose now.
Let's browse the yellow papers before we do this, see if we gain any extra information.
In the back, you see thin, translucent copy of paper. some neon yellow, some bright red, all covered in boxes, like marching armies. These look like official forms, waiting to be filled out. Then rip them from the binder and hand them out, according to type of form.
What types of form are there?
3. The topmost are misconduct fines, the middle ones are station calls, and the bottommost are field autopsy forms. Each is easy enough to make sense of.
Okay, so this is the relevant one, but we'll look in order.
A monetary penalization ranging from 20 to 250 real. Severe cases allow for 1,000 real, but that requires special paperwork. The details of issuing these fines are spread out over the rest of the fields.
Oh, okay, so this might be like mission type, so we'll be able to earn some money doing this, right? Well, we're not earning it, I suppose, but... Station call?
These are quite sinister in turn. They give a date and time for the person to appear at the specified precinct police station. Below the call are the criminal charges you risk by not appearing. All in a print so small it could be considered downright cute.
Yeah. Field autopsy.
A dozen pages of thin copy paper, bright red in color. You see the parameters of a deceased human form waiting to be filled in. Age, sex, condition of internal organs. Yes, all that remains now is to fill those forms and hand them to people. Fines for wrongdoers, interview requests for bad guys, and field autopsies to dead guys.
Yeah, we're still in the tutorial.
What delicious power hid within this pathetic mess. You feel better. The rest of the stinking cellulose is much worse for wear. Being sandwiched between the board and the rest of the paperwork must have spared the fragile copier paper.
Yeah, so those are the kind of missions I guess we're going to be doing. I mean, it's interesting implication there with the perception about the police force probably being quite corrupt, it kind of being hidden in the small print, kind of like a shady business. Okay, let's look at the clipboard.
It's made of dark blue plastic, hard enough to beat someone to submission with. The edges are rounded, however. The U4 size board feels thick and heavy in your hand. Light shimmers on its wet surface. On the back, you see the embossed letters, RCM.
Let's shake the ledger.
Something rattles inside, ever so lightly. Is there a hidden compartment? And something small inside, light, made of paper or cardboard, or dried flowers perhaps?
Hey, let's look.
The plastic shimmers like lapis lazuli, but it is not see-through. You cannot see to its center.
Okay. What colour was it?
Blue. The blue heart. Don't look into it.
Man, Inland Empire just doesn't want me to do anything, wants me to curl up in a ball and hide. How would I open it?
With your hands, U4 sized pages hang from the clip screwed to the top of the board.
Okay, we've got decent interfacing. What's the -1 for? Loathsome long may homo, right, we need to, right, let's smell the ledger.
The acidic stench of rotting food is rubbed off on the cellulose. It now forms the base of the experience. This base surrounded by a faint air of spoiled meat, the stuff of death itself, and then sprinkled liberally with the citrus zest of toilet cleaner.
Spoiled meat. I guess it's been in that dumpster, hasn't it?
You know, like the bits they put into public piss bowls, probably called Fermi Discrete or Axle or something. At some point in its journey, the ledger has seen the inside of a public toilet.
What toilet would that be?
Remember when I said the smell of the upstairs bathroom was so rank they should have sent a poet to describe it?
Is sprinkled liberally with citrus zest of toilet cleaner a line this poet might have used?
Why, yes it is. Among many other things. This cleaning tablet is used by the whirling in rags. Perhaps that's where the ledger was dropped in the toilet. By you.
Alright, we've got a couple of like 50-50s, so see if we can read the case files.
Yes, you can piece them together using the alphanumeric code on the margin. It always begins with HDB41, then date of initialization and time of arrival on the scene, followed by the title. For example, HDB 41120111700, the next world mural.
Okay, so HDB 41, date of initialization 12th of January at 5 o'clock. Wait, HDB 41, weren't those officer precinct? Oh, that, yeah, isn't that Kim's?
Why, yes, your precinct number is 41.
HDB?
Every last alphanumeric in the files begins with it. And these are your case files. It's safe to say HDB are your initials.
Horace Debbie Beringer?
That is improbable.
How long does it take to read a case?
It takes about half an hour to piece one together, using the system you've devised. Where do you want to start?
Okay. Should I just... Does that mean it'll be like being done in the background, or do we have to do it actively? Let's just try one. The next world mural.
This one is relatively easy to reconstruct. Overnight on 1202, a graffito, nay, a mural, appears on an 8-story tenement overlooking central Jamrock. The building is a sparsely inhabited ghost tower, part of a failed real estate development called Grand Couronne. The mural is enormous. 2 silhouettes, a man and a woman, are kissing. The text cut into their form reads, "True love is possible only in the next world. For new people, it is too late for us. Wreak havoc on the middle class." People call it that thing and that fucking thing. It's visible for miles. In 2 days, the station's complaints desk gets clogged with requests to remove the bummer. You and your partner are assigned to the case. The graffito crew is easy to track down. Only the belles lettres have the literage of industrial paint to cover the surface. One of the graffito artists is rumored to be rich. They take responsibility for the execution, but not the design. The ideologue of the next world mural, as the crew calls it, remains an unknown.
How do I ever find out?
The case files do not show you finding the author of the design.
Let's read on.
The crew agrees to clean up after themselves. However, your partner, JV, is against the removal, citing public support for conservation. This leads to a debate in Precinct 41, which then spreads to the streets of Jamrock, ending in a rare plebiscite organized by you and the rest of Row 3.
Okay. So, our partner doesn't want it to be removed.
The 9,000 people subjected to the mural's message, all of Lakeside, Central Jamrock, and Villa Lobos, plus half of the eminent domain, participate in the vote. Although the case begins with what appears to be a lot of rambling on the streets as to how juvenile and stupid the mural is, given a choice between 2 options.
Like death to the middle class thing. Which one would I pick? I don't necessarily think the message is right, but I don't necessarily think you need to remove it because it... fact that a rich person has funded is a bit strange. Funded the mural being created. True love is possible only in the next world. For new people, it's too late for us. Wreak havoc on the middle class. And let's stick with our partner, I guess.
A staggering 78% of voters choose to keep it. Turns out the opposition were a loud minority.
It's always
and
the
that
case.
love truly is possible in the next world for new people. And it is too late for us.
All that remains is to wreak havoc on the middle class. The middle class are not to be blamed, it's human nature. I like it, but we can't wreak havoc. Can't we wreak havoc on other nations instead? I must have voted and possibly even lobbied to remove the thing, because I don't believe in that rubbish one bit. Yeah, I think it's just human nature.
Did anyone ask you what you believe in, man with the smelly toilet ledger? What do you want to tackle next? Or are we done?
I'll revisit
Not
this.
much has changed in the meanwhile. A bunch of sodden papers still sags from the clipboard.
Alright, let's open the hidden compartment, or try to.
Is not what you end up doing. You squeeze the plastic to slide it open, but nothing happens. Then you bend it some, then crack it. The goddamn thing is stuck. The ledger quivers in your hand. As it shakes, the pages rustle. This pathetic mess suddenly afraid of you for some reason.
Alright, so we've had a look at that. I don't know what this mug is. This broken-eared mug somehow made its way into the Whirling in Rags dumpster. It depicts a person of Samaran descent frolicking in a field of saffron flowers, buck-toothed and grinning feeble-mindedly. Seems to be a cheap knockoff of some colonial-era antique. I mean, we've got it. Let's...
It's just a racist mug. What's there to read here? Not much.
There's quite a lot to read here, actually. Look at all that content.
Oh boy, here we go. What are you going to say about a broken, tossed-away mug that you dug out of the garbage?
This book is an example of prejudice. I'm going to use it as an example of what not to do. I'm going to push this into the face of every merchant I find and tell them, this is your inane ideology. The mug will be useful. By denouncing it, I can earn political capital to mask my badass hustling, i.e. fraud and embezzlement. The mug didn't belong in the trash. It was just a funny mug. Can't anyone laugh anymore? I mean, that just sounds like White Knighting, right? That just seems too aggressive. At least this is a bit more pragmatic.
If you want to earn some change by guilting people, go for it. But if you want to earn real dough, finish the case and start getting paid again.
Yes. Alright, I'm going to go have a look in the mirror. Kimmy boy. You wait here for a second. I'm just going to go look in the mirror, because I should have done that. Then we'll look at the corpse, and then we'll go in that secret room. And then we'll maybe talk to the kids again. Don't tell me it's locked now. Oh no. What's this? Kim tries not to look at your broken down bathroom door.
Kim also tries not to look at the pile of taped viscera on the carpet, or the weird suitcase on the hat rack, or the potted plant dying in the corner. But it's all just too morbid to ignore. The man is finding it hard not to trip on the tape, and not to send any of the bottles rolling across the floor.
You're looking at the destruction. I'm sorry for this. I did it my way. This is where the magic happens. Say nothing. Nod stoically. So savoir-faire will be kind of trying to pull it off stylishly. I did it my way.
I can see that.
He takes a step towards the door. It looks like he'd like to leave now. The atmosphere is oppressive.
A mirror hangs on the wall, covered in steam. You cannot see yourself, just the outlines of a man. You have no memory of the face that awaits you there, underneath the soft vapor.
Really? Nothing?
Really? All recollection of the person you are, the people in your life, and even the world you're in has drowned in a sea of blood alcohol. This was no mere night of drinking. It was a deluge of world-ending proportions. As you slowly reach your hand towards the surface of the mirror. Abort. You clearly have not thought this through. You won't like what you see there, and you will never unbecome it.
The Inland Empire really trying to coddle us, isn't it? It's like really trying to hide the truth from us. It tried to hide us from the evidence that was in there, and it's tried to hide us from, you know, just the reality of who we are. An interesting thought I meant to say in the last episode, I was just, you know, I like to get my predictions out there. You know, wacky predictions, you know, before we've got a real insight into what's going on. And I just want to posit a theory that we might actually, that this whole city, Revachol, we might actually be dead, and we might be in some kind of purgatory, and that's why everything's so unfamiliar to us. It's a wacky that's not a prediction, it's just a wacky thought. Be interesting. Let's wipe it, let's head straight in.
Behold,
Hey!
you have no idea who this thing is, do you?
Dear Lord help me, what is this? Of course I do. It's is it some kind of superstar? I think I'm a superstar. Yeah, this is the face of a late stage alcoholic.
Too late. You clearly have rigor mortis on your face. Or wait, is that an expression? Are you trying to make an expression with that face? Why?
It just is, mate.
Please stop. It's horrible. You're scaring yourself.
This is what superstars do, mate.
You can't, can you? It's like it's not even voluntary anymore. You have worn that grin into your face, and now it won't come off. What does it even mean? What is the emotion you're trying to convey?
Superstardom. God, I don't know. It's indescribable. I think it's supposed to look suggestive. I'm afraid it's meant for the ladies. I'm insinuating that I'm vaguely sympathetic. I think I'm sort of pulling it off too. In a sad has-been kind of way. There's some charm to it. I don't know. I don't know if it's an expression of pain. I think we'll go, yeah, vaguely sympathetic, yeah. In a sad has-been, I think I quite like that one.
There might have been, 10 years ago. It's little more than a cadaverous spasm now.
Dig deep into your mind to locate the source of the expression. Attempt to stop the expression from happening. All right, fine.
It belongs in the new, the third decade of the current century. Enough time had passed from the failure of the revolution that, for a fleeting moment, free market economy seemed like the ultimate, uncontested way of life for our species.
Okay, so it belongs in the new. So that's about 20 years ago, third decade, we're in 51, current century. Enough time had passed. Okay. Free market economy was perhaps the model that they were going for here.
Things were good. It was smooth sailing. People made gold and champagne-tinted interiors and facades to suit the times, calling this the new style. But more importantly, disco happened.
Okay.
Forget about ostentatious orchestrations. For Revachol, your city, that meant only one thing. Guillaume le Million.
Okay.
Out of the dazzling swirl of disco music, in an open-air boîte de nuit somewhere in Revachol West, Guillaume's blonde mane appeared on the screen. He sang some bullshit. Then he made the expression.
So I adopted it. Why? I feel the need to add a clicking sound when I make it. Click, click. How long ago is the new? 20 years. Anything else like, who am I? Why did I become a cop? Why did I drink myself into oblivion? Does this have anything to do with ostentatious orchestrations? Anything else?
You have some understanding of the near history of disco, plus the trivia you've picked up along the way. Episodic memory, however, remains in the dark. It may never return. You should prepare yourself for that.
Okay, so why did I adopt this smile?
Everyone loved it. Maybe you thought some of the stardust would rub off on you. Maybe it did. Either way, it's all gone now. Only the grimace remains.
What about this clicking sound?
The click is used to spur on a horse. It also features heavily in Guillaume Lemillion's regional mega hit, Don't Worry, Your Pretty Little Head. Sometimes you like to add finger pistols to the mix, because, unlike Guillaume Lemillion, you are a police officer. It's your nifty little way to say, I'm armed and dangerous.
Okay. So, but it would have been in the 30s, right?
There is a vast ocean of time between right now and the expression, looking good on you, or anyone. 2 decades, if the calendar is to be trusted. Humanity has run aground in that time. It's a different world now. The expression is a relic.
So we're, I guess that means as a cop, we're a bit of a relic as well, trying to uphold values of a city that's completely changed and gone through a metamorphosis in a bad way. So does this have anything to do with ostentatious orchestrations?
Not really. OO must have just stirred your mind. They're more like a disco rock band anyway.
Okay, guess that's it then.
It doesn't have to be. You can swoon over Guillaume and his champagne-corked smile whenever you want to. Maybe some of the stardust will return.
Let's give it a try, you never know.
It's too late. Like an image on film. The expression belongs to your primary motor cortex. It would take a minor neurological miracle for you to cease producing it.
Yeah, we've got like a 1 in electrochemistry, haven't we? Or 2. Let the mirror be for now. Alright, Kimmy. What are we on recording time here? We're good. Oh, hello. There's something on the table. Money. Sweet. Oh, is there a balcony? I forgot there was a skill check on the window, right?
The window stands broken in its frame. Cold wind blows in.
Okay. Let's assess the damage.
What do you mean, assess the damage? How would you do that? The morning light hurts your eyes. It's hazy, but you...
Okay, that didn't work. Oh. Can we climb down from here then? Maybe. I didn't notice this door last time. Oh, there's my shoe! The smell of the sea makes you dizzy.
There they both are. 2 identical shoes. Both copiously green and indiscriminately snakeskin. Reunited on your feet.
Wait, these don't look like normal cop shoes.
It's pretty clear a normal cop is not what you are.
That is true. How do they fit?
Good. They're balanced. Comfy. Feels like the only good thing about you right now, truth be told.
Okay, we've got a level up, so what do we do? Do we level up like the main skills? Or do we level up the individual ones and they have a ceiling? Right, okay. So the things I wanted to, that I've been feeling like might be where I want to go is obviously empathy. I want to be able to maybe talk my way into stuff. So I'm thinking like empathy, suggestion, savoir-faire, composure. No, sorry, perception, and drama. Maybe and then maybe a bit of rhetoric, composure. So I know we're losing a savoir-faire at the minute from our clothes, but okay, so the level of stuff is just how many skill points we can put in to bump it up, right? And then other items will be able to increase it as well. It has the stealth element to it, which I quite like. Yeah, I'm going to stick one in savoir-faire. Oh, we can revert them. Interesting. So what do our shoes take one away from savoir-faire and give us some more composure? Okay. Oh, we had to go through a whole loading screen just to get onto this balcony. The loading screens are surprisingly lengthy, right? For this kind of graphical style, right? Okay, we spent a lot of time backtracking already. We could talk to her again, but I don't see the need. Unless we... Nothing on the front page rings a bell. Strange. Get out of the way, Kim. Okay, so basically, I don't know. I imagine there's probably going to be some consequences for missing some of these skill checks, but I haven't really had them yet, so maybe it's just best to have the attitude of doing them just as they show up, really. The kitchen opens at 1 o'clock, the dude said, right? So we can go in there. Revachol. Orange is pronounced Oranje. Clashy, oh, misclash. I think it's clashy. Rue de Saint-Ghislain. Okay, it's snowing now.
There are several footprints in the mud, left by work boots. Anywhere from...
Okay, that's still a bit low. I'm gonna throw up, so...
There he still is, looking right through you with his white eye. The smell is repulsive. It pushes in from your mouth, more instant and more familiar than anything you'd expected. More fever than odor. It fills your mind, flushing you from within.
Let it out. I should have put that skill point into health.
You feel a great force ringing from your stomach. Your body curls and pushes it out, burst by burst, until a pool of vomit lies under your feet and your throat stings from the stomach acid. The smell of Commodore Red rises from the pool. Among it, distilled spirit and bits of shish kebab.
Oh, God.
It's okay. Happens to everyone. Keep it.
The lieutenant hands you his white handkerchief. Thanks, Kim.
The hangover is clearly making this worse for you. You could use some ammonia to clear your head.
Sure, where from?
There is Frit nearby, east of the hostel. They usually have a small apothecary. If they don't...
He points to the greenhouse.
There's a greenhouse here, and a gardener with a wheelbarrow on the corner of the whirling in rags. If she works here, she might have something for the smell.
Okay. So we could talk to the kids again. What's flashing here? Items. Yeah, the lieutenant's handkerchief. Okay. Where did he say his Kanema was? I keep forgetting. Right, let's look in here anyway. We got a key. More loading screens, man. Wasn't expecting this. We can drink wine in the loading screen. What the hell is this? An empty tube of magnesolum magnesium supplement. A silver plate with traces of bone yellow powder.
Be still, my beating heart. It's amphetamine. Sweet amphetamine. The lieutenant isn't studying the powder in the mirror. He's studying you.
Maybe this is our little den then. Someone's taken narcotics here. Perhaps the police should interfere. I wasn't thinking about taking it. I swear. I was thinking about justice. I've heard amphetamines make you a really good detective. Are you a really good detective? He's worried about us, so let's be. Should we be defensive? I think we should be defensive. I was thinking about taking it, Kim. Stop looking at me that way.
Of course, detective. Swift justice. Don't worry, we don't have to investigate every trace of narcotics.
Lieutenant points to the ladder in the corner.
Yeah, swift, lightning justice. Faster, harder, justicer.
See that ladder there? It's probably another way into the industrial harbor, no? A secret path the local kids use.
Fair enough. Supposed to say is get out of the way or get fucked up. So maybe this is the kids' den. Cured pig's head, it looks mummified. So maybe we could use this information to wait, what is that? Oh, it's money. Give me that. Let's have a little look up here. Maybe... Yeah, I don't know. If it's the kids' place, maybe we can accuse them of... Well, they're obviously using... They said that they were using lightning. Or they referred to the lightning, right? These barrels are half full of rainwater. I don't think we can reach that. Oh, wait, guys, slow down. This doorway is going to collapse soon. Restoration pillars keep the ruins together. Kimbo. There we go. Nosafed. Okay. Okay, let's steal as much as we can, right?
Looks like someone left his tarpaulin cloak hanging on the railing here. Man down, a trooper has been left behind the enemy lines.
It's probably ours, right?
You could swear it's more of an instinct than an actual sight. But you know, there's the RCM signature rectangle on the cloak. It's a cop's cloak.
Yeah, it's a cop's cloak, Kim.
Yes, it's probably yours. It bears the RCM insignia, and you have a habit of being careless with your equipment.
He judges the drop.
You could probably make the jump. You look like you've done some track and field in your day.
Oh, come on, savoir-faire. I just upgraded my savoir-faire. Hang on, can I take my shoes off? Damn it. Let's look around.
The wind is aggressive up here. The lieutenant looks at the enormous crane towering in the distance over the container yard.
Okay.
The look in his eyes is a mix of the engineer-like interest and the wonder of a 6-year-old seeing a horse for the first time.
Do you want to be an engineer, Kim?
That machine is a Kvalsund 1020 HK.
Motherfucker, now that's a huge crane. Just a machine lieutenant, like a giant hammer or a pair of pliers. Nothing to see here. Let's try and bond with him a bit. A Kvalsund 1020.
Is it? Kvalsund makes a lot of heavy equipment, but this is phenomenal, even for them. But I digress. We were focusing on your cloak here.
What are we doing up here?
What are we doing? We're awfully close to breaking into the industrial harbor. They're bound to have information for us. I thought that was our intention. Or it could be that we are just exploring.
He looks around, rustling his
He's
hair.
thinking you've forgotten where you are again.
You really think that this cloak is mine? Should I just go for
The
it?
cloak? I do think it's yours, yes. As to whether you should go for it,
What do you mean go for it? You could just drop down. It's like... That's like a 5-foot drop. He looks over the ledge at the cold
well,
pavement below.
it doesn't seem too dangerous. 2 meter stops. Whenever you're ready to do it, I'll be right behind you.
Sack it! Oh no! We're dead!
Nope, no. That's still too high. What were you...
Yes, yes, I will. Wait, am I dead?
You feel something in your chest. An unnatural pressure.
I've not been
spreading
saving,
to your left
dude.
arm, your jaw.
I'm guessing this is bad.
Very bad. All you feel is pain and weakness. You have to surrender now. We all do. It gets so dark. You don't even see her face. Like you always thought you would.
Her face.
You only see pain and fear.
Great. Game over. How far back am I? Alright guys, I'm not going to do it again. I'll wait till my savoir-faire is a bit stronger. Speaking of which, I need to level it up again. Okay. So, we'll go and get the ammonia, right? I'll go and get that in the next episode. So yeah, we went through our case notes. We revealed a bit more about ourselves, about how much of a kind of... I don't know how deep we were into the life of a cop, how we were around for the revolution, when this city meant something more than it does now. We've probably seen it fall into some considerable disrepair. Yeah. Yeah, it's interesting because we're moving at such a nice slow pace. I really like it, but yeah. I'll be a bit more careful jumping across and doing things that are obviously going to get us killed. I don't see why jumping off there would get you killed, but it probably might be higher than it looks just from the artwork. So we'll leave it there, guys. Hope you enjoyed this one. Just remember, everybody, never trust an on-crate. I'll see you back in Revachol.